Good morning and welcome. It's Jilly Cube. I'm here on the Sunshine Coast in Australia, and I'm going to put 3 ways of you to seal your artworks. So of course I'll add the video. There's a resin video, which this is a top coat resin, which is a 1-to-1 ratio. So you will see that today, that video of me resining. I'm going to just spray a varnish, this Krylon Kmart varnish. It's non-yellowing protection for oil, acrylic and watercolours. Acid free, allows easy rework and free from impurities. So there's a spray you can use, and then one of my favourites when I'm not resining or spraying is this Fusion pouring resin, but it's actually not a traditional resin in the fact it's pre-made, it's all in there. And what I do is I get a little container and I put, it doesn't matter if I put more resin than I need in the container, because I can put the lid on and reuse it. So just for the sake of this one today, I have put probably about half a centimetre of resin in there, this pouring resin. So that's just straight out the bottle. I'll put a link to that. It is made in Canada, so I'm definitely US and Canada people, but here in Australia and UK we can get this too. And I love this one. Mostly I use this above anything else. So I've poured that into my container, and then I just add a little bit of water, just slowly. I don't measure it. I just add in water to thin it down. So I can use that to give several very thin coats of wipe on over my artwork. Just several thin coats, and then it doesn't ever leave any marks, I find. So that's what I use for my what I call my wipe on method. So this is the artwork. I actually did do this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So it's all fully dried. It's beautiful, love it. So what I'm going to do for this particular one is I've just got, I always keep my a damp, it's a cloth kitchen towel thing. So I keep it moist, and then when I've used it to coat, I can just pop it back in the container with the lid on, and it keeps it moist for the next time. So all I do is just make sure you've given this a good stir. Now if you want some sparkle in your, I can find it. If you want some sparkle finish to your resin varnish coat, I still can add a little bit of the dragonfly glaze. It doesn't actually matter what colour you use, because it all comes out sort of white. Just a tiny bit to this particular small amount of just that little bit of dragon glaze. It gives a really sort of sparkle in your finish. And like I said, it doesn't matter what colour you use, the dragonfly glaze, as long as it's mixed in well, it just give a little sparkle on your coating. So I either pour it directly onto the product or the canvas that you're going to resin. Yeah, I can do it. So I just pour a little bit like that, and then just get your damp cloth and just mop that up and wipe it over. And that's basically all you do, is give it a nice quick going over the edges of your canvas. Just do it quickly, because you don't want to keep going over it as it's drying, because then it might leave mark. So that's all that needs doing now. And I just pop my damp cloth in there, put a lid on so it keeps it damp until, this will only take 15 minutes to dry, so then you can put another coat and another coat. you could build it up, but I at least put 2 or 3 wipe overs, and then leave that to dry. So that's a very, very easy peasy way of resining your work. I'll just pop that over there. Now the other one is, actually I've already given this a coat, and the other one is simply the Krylon varnish finish. Now you definitely should be wearing a respirator, and you should be doing this outside, so I'm only going to quickly demonstrate because I've already given this a coat and I've got a cough, so I'm going to put my mask on. Just 1 second. So that is the third way. So that just has the varnish. And like I said, you do it outside where there's air, or you do it somewhere that's really well ventilated. So there. And now for the next one will be the resin coat. So of course the resin I'm using is the epoxy clear coated resin, and you need to have the nitrile gloves and a respirator on, so hence why I'm doing the voiceover. In that particular jug I mixed, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. No, hang on, I'm using the 2-to-1 ratio of resin in the eParency epoxy. So I've just put it in that jug that you see. So easy, the 2 parts, and stirred it really, really well. And my easy peasy way of resining is just to pour it on, as you've seen me do, and then go over with a gloved hand like this, because you can certainly feel any spots you've missed. And it's just really easy, and I find it's nicer than using a spatula or something that, you know, I just find it the best way. I have got my edges on my 2 surfaces there are completely taped up, so because I don't want the resin over the edges of those particular pieces. But this is a very, very easy way to coat your resin, as you will see. So I'm doing those. Those were 2 actual side table tops that I did for our daughter, the 2 long ones, and then the round one I did for myself is a tabletop. So it's just coating both of them in the resin and just using your fingers to push over nicely. So what could be any easier than that? So just finished my round off as well. And now I'm going over the resin with the heat wand. That just pops any air bubbles in there, and it does soften up your resin. So if you find that you've got a little divot or gap, you can then use that heat wand and then go back in with your gloved hand and rub the resin back, because it softens it up again. But of course, don't touch the resin if the heat gun has made your resin hot. So I'm really, really happy with how these particular projects turned out. They've got a lovely resin top now that's going to be durable. And yeah, so I'm really pleased with this. So those were the 3 very, very easy, quick ways to finish off art pieces. And I don't think there's anything really too difficult about any of them. I tell you, if I can do them, anyone can do them. So my lovelies, thank you so much for joining me again today, and I will be back tomorrow. So take care. If you don't take care of yourself, you're no good to help anyone else. So bye for now.